Hello, good afternoon and welcome back. You are on the CardyGolf YouTube channel and today you get to watch me practice. That'll be fun for you, won't it? But it's not just quite as simple as that. What I really want to do is introduce you to something I think is one of the most important tools in golf, and that is not just the Trackman but the Trackman Performance Center. So essentially what the Trackman Performance Center is a series of tests. In a nutshell, and you'll get this as we go on, but in a nutshell, the Trackman will shout out numbers to which the player has to carry the ball a certain distance. So for example, it's asking me there for 71 yards. I have to try and land the ball at 71 yards. You're then measured on accuracy and length, given a score. You get an average score at the end of the test, and you have a recommended handicap. Okay, so it's really measurable, constructive training. As far as I'm aware, out of the top 100 golfers in the world at the moment, 90 of them have an own Trackman. It's the #1 launch monitor on tour for obvious reasons. And they will be spending a lot of their time practicing in exactly this fashion on the Performance Center. There was a piece I read not too long ago that basically said there was a direct correlation between how players were scoring on the Trackman, okay, on the test center. So if they were getting better scores on the test center, they were also scoring better on tour. So I see that no different to anyone else. For me, I think it's important the higher I score on the Trackman Test Center, the better I score when I go play. And for all of you, every club golfer, the better you can get your scores on the Trackman Test Center, the more money you're going to take off your mates at the weekend. So I start every session I practice and every session I do with my students with a test I've made up. And it's a warm-up test. So I've got 5 shots between 50 and 100 yards, 5 shots between 100 and 150, and then 5 between 150 and 175. Okay, so it's a great way to warm up because it's constructive and measurable. We'll try and beat it again next month, but also it's a dance like better than just talking about the weather whilst we're warming up. Let's go. Okay, so for my first shot, the Trackman wanted me to carry the ball 71 yards. I've gone a little bit too far there. You can see they'll carry it 77.7. I've got a score of 66. Okay, that's a score out of 100, so I'm going to have to up my game a little bit. 78 next shot. Okay, so that's my warm-up test done. Always quite a tough one that because I do it from cold, so it's the first thing you do when you get to the range is do the warm-up test. Well, that's where you start low and work your way up. I scored 75.7, it's estimated my handicap at 2, so I'm going to now try and beat that on another test. The Trackman app does come with some kind of standardised tests that a lot of people will use, but the good thing about it is you can make your own tests for yourself. So if I have a student who says I'm really struggling between 120 and 150, then we'll create a test where all the yards between 120 and 150. For example, I said that was something I struggled with. I might have scored 75.7 like I just did there. I set up a test for those yardages. I now have a test which I can keep grinding that, and if I can get my estimated handicap from 2 to +2, you know, on the Trackman Performance Center, then really you should see the same thing out on the golf course. Simple 10-shot iron test targeting what I've just said is my weakness. 141 is my first carry. Not the best time to fat it today. The score was actually even worse that time. Okay, so put that a little bit closer. I've got 65.2, an estimated handicap of 8, so I need work in that area. Okay, so I'm going to keep working at that and I will give you an update when I crack it. I'm going to do one final test for my practice today, and then I feel like I've covered quite a lot, and I feel like I've been really constructive, even though I haven't had to be up the range that long at all. 15 minutes. So I'm going to finish off with a driver test, see what I get there, and then I've had a good session. That last swing was awful, but we've done it. We've done we've done the warm-up test, done the iron test, now we've done a driver test. I've covered all bases. Not overly happy with the way I've hit it today, but I'm not going to let it bother me because tomorrow's another day and I'm going to hit it loads better. What I have been able to do is get out, and it's taken me 20 minutes to actually have a really quite constructive training session. And you know, those that have been following the channel know that I'm not a massive fan of that 500 7 irons at the 150 board kind of practice. For me, this really works, and I think it would work for others as well. Now, I understand not everyone's got a Trackman, but there must be a pro in your area who does. He might rent it out or book a lesson. Say you want to do some Trackman performance centre training. It's just such a great way to practice. Obviously, I want to say a huge thanks to all of you again for watching. I need to get back to the drawing board. It turns out that I need to sharpen up more than just one area of my game before I show everyone my test centre scores again. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see you all next week.